When first announced by Ben Affleck that he was going to be playing the new Batman, there was a ton of excitement around his new role and what his take would be on the legendary character. Despite being in talks with Warner Bros. And DC to complete a standalone Batman web series, Affleck's reluctance and the eventual statement that he would not be playing Batman anymore put this concept to rest. Today, we'll be talking about Ben Affleck confirming he won't play Batman again after The Flash. First, the Justice League movie 2017 and Ben Affleck's announcement. Affleck's marriage to Jennifer Garner had begun to crumble working on the Justice League movie. He called filming it downright awful. At the same time, he was quick to correct his statement and clarify that the timing made it the worst, not the movie. With the advice from some close friends, Affleck made it clear that he did not want to continue to star as Batman. As high profile and high press the Batman role is, adding this in with filming and stress from personal issues could have done more damage. Affleck's decision to not return as Batman could only be viewed as a good one compared to possible health declines he could have faced. The Justice League movie was the most anticipated Ben Affleck Batman movie and the one that was the letdown. Off the bat, the DCEU had a rocky start, and many fans could not see past it. Despite the movie being ill-received, Affleck's portrayal of Batman was well-received each time. Critics and fans were not kind to the DCEU movie either. 3 significant characters were brought into the mix without them being introduced prior. This is where most agree that the film was set to fail because it had so much backstory to try to include. Now, filming The Flash. After leaving his Batman character 5 or so years ago after the filming for the Justice League concluded, Affleck was persuaded to come back and film The Flash. There was much consideration on Affleck's part, but it ended up being that he had enough time away and wanted to try again. Ben Affleck stated that filming The Flash was better than what he had to endure while filming Justice League. This experience with filming The Flash was massively different, of course, as his current life events are not the same as they were years ago. With The Flash being Affleck's last role as Batman, he believes that he put a nice finishing touch on his role with that character, and it has given him the closure he's needed for the experience. Ben Affleck's decision to not return after The Flash. Despite not returning after the Flash movie, Affleck remains proud of the work they completed and hopes that future actors keep the integrity of the foundation that he had built. Affleck remains confident that it will be his final role as Batman, and he has some of his favorite scenes from the character in The Flash. However, he is unaware if his favorite scenes will make it into the movie's final cut. Ben Affleck's Batman portrayal. We have spoken a lot about the portrayal of Batman by Ben Affleck in the 4 films we see him in. While most fans are used to seeing younger Batmans, Affleck introduces us to the older and jaded Batman. This is where Ben Affleck's Batman was so well received despite the movies not doing as well on the review side. Specifically, in Batman v Superman, we see the aftermath of what can come with a hero tragedy and loneliness. We see that darker side of Batman in this movie, and the audience emphasizes with Alfred, who can't get through to Bruce Wayne, the redemption arc for Batfleck. While most won't appreciate the character arc shown over the films and highlighted in Justice League, where his arc comes full circle, it's there for those who did. At the end of Justice League, we see a renewed sense of hope and passion restored in Bruce Wayne, who is ready to save the world again. This comes full circle again when we see Batman uniting the team. After giving direction and purpose to his newfound teammates, Bruce decides to return to Wayne Manor with the intent of restoring it. Affleck's performance here is key in restoring the Batman the audience knows and loves. The one who is ready to face off against atrocious villains and save Gotham City after he fixes up Wayne Manor, of course. Next, let's take a look at the Batman movies that Ben Affleck starred in. Affleck was Batman for a total of 4 movies: Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, Suicide Squad, Justice League, and The Flash. Despite appearing in 4 total films, he is only technically counted for 3. In Suicide Squad, it is considered more of a cameo. The Batman DCEU Ben Affleck features in is the Zack Snyder universe. Christian Bale was previously considered for the role but disclosed he would only play Batman again if Christopher Nolan directed it. Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. In Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, Affleck's Batman is categorized as dark. Now, while that is somewhat of an easy answer to the overall scope of this movie, it's not what Batman was always about. In this movie, we get to see that his need for helping people will never stop, and it's built into who he is. The Batman character in Batman v Superman is meant to appear differently than the rest of its counterparts. The much more broken Batman in this film is the one who has met tragedy along the way, and we see our hero fall. However, despite the love for Batman and Superman, the movie was not well received by fans or critics. The cast was praised for the energy and execution, while the storyline was incoherent and lacked focus. Suicide Squad. The Batman character in Suicide Squad wasn't front and center, but we did get to see some appearances of him in the alley with Deadshot and when he captures Harley Quinn. Suicide Squad is considered part of the DCEU, so ultimately Ben Affleck was brought in for the cameo needed for Batman. What's next for Ben Affleck? While Ben Affleck has put away his Batsuit, he hasn't stopped acting altogether. The actor has some works in progress listed under his IMDb, including Hypnotic, in post-production but has no release date. As of 2021, Ben Affleck has rekindled his romance with his previous ex-fiancée, Jennifer Lopez. They dated in 2002 before splitting in 2004. The two have not disclosed who slid into whose DMs first. Who will be playing future Batmans? Batman's upcoming film was supposed to have Ben Affleck front and center as Batman himself and directing. Affleck looked back to reflect on his decision at the time and remembered he thought someone else, someone who loved it, should be doing it. Now, onto the Batman Batman with Robert Pattinson. Okay, we have a lot of Batmans in the DC universe, so before we get started, the Batman that Robert Pattinson plays in this PG-13 rated movie coming to the big screen in March of 2022 is the Batman whose main nemesis in his second year of crime fighting is the Riddler. The Riddler is terrorizing the elite of Gotham City. When Batman starts to pursue the Riddler, he discovers some corruption going on, and some of it connects to his family. Upcoming DC movies, The Batman. We have a lot to look forward to in the DC universe this year, starting with The Batman being released on March 4th, 2022. Where Ben Affleck was supposed to be directing, Matt Reeves took over those duties, and Robert Pattinson picked up the role of Batman. The Batman will follow a younger Batman when he is following a serial killer terrorizing Gotham. The studio quickly confirmed that The Batman is not a standalone movie, but will have a spin-off series on HBO Max. Upcoming DC movies, The Flash. Releasing in November of 2022, Flash will feature Ezra Miller as Barry Allen, Flash. Flash follows the Flashpoint comic series storyline, promising to see some other DC Universe heroes along the way. The storyline focuses on Barry Allen's attempt to save his mother's life, which wrecks the universe. In this Flash, we see Ben Affleck's Batman and Michael Keaton. Upcoming DC movies, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Releasing in December 2022, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom focuses on being the sequel to the first film, following the storyline of the return of Black Manta and his undying need for revenge. Director James Wan teased fans that the movie will have serious undertones compared to the last film and hinted at new worlds that the audience will explore. And the final upcoming DC movie release for 2022 is Black Adam. Black Adam, who is the archenemy of Shazam, will be the main character of this anti-hero movie. In this spin-off of Shazam, the audience gets to take a deep dive into a complicated anti-hero that shows his brutality as quickly as he shows his heroism. Dwayne Johnson, who plays Black Adam, hinted that there could be an appearance from the DC hero Superman. Okay, that about wraps it up. Thanks so much for tuning into this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video.